Looks good, doesn't it? Balsa. Why does balsa scare me so much? It flies so much more solid.
It looks so good
in the
air.
air. That's feeling better. Can you guys tell? Can you tell it's a little smoother?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're here today with the brand new Hangar 9 P-47 Thunderbolt. Guys, this is the new plug and play fun scale by Hangar 9. Look at that pretty wooden prop on the front of the plane. This is balsa, and if you're a fan of the channel and you've been watching for a while, you'll know that it's a fairly rare treat to see a balsa plane on our channel. And the reason this is even showing up now at all is because it's their new plug and play setup. I don't have time, unfortunately. I'd love to someday, and I respect it to the end of the world and back to those of you that are able to build from a kit your balsa planes. It's definitely on the bucket list. As of right now, I have to rely on awesome advancements in our hobby like this. I'm so grateful that a plug and play balsa setup exists. I did have to put this together. It took maybe a half hour or so, if that, I don't know, maybe around there, under an hour for sure. And you just install your own receiver, put in your own battery, and you're good to go. All the electronics and things are already installed. That's the beauty of plug and play. Now, being fun scale, this doesn't look exactly like true to scale. You know, the real P-47 has a longer cowl on the front, more elongated, kind of more oval shaped than what this is. There's a few things that help get that cost down. Some people are a little disappointed in the size, but I actually love the size of this. Guys, remember, there's different people in the market that like different airplanes. So I know that like Hangar 9 people are really used to these giant airplanes and stuff, but this is a great size for someone like me, and most of us that enjoy foam airplanes, this is an amazing transitional airplane into balsa. So if you're hating on something about this airplane, just remember it might get more people into balsa, and trust me, for the balsa crowd, that's a good thing. It's a dying part of the industry, and this is putting a breath of fresh air into it. So that's why I'm excited. Now, this is 4S or 6S capable, and I'm going to fly it on a 4S battery today. A 4S, I think it's a 5000 milliamp with a big IC5 connector on there. Bear in mind, if you want to fly on 6S, there is a different recommended prop, of which I don't have yet. And if you fly on 6S and you really crank full throttle and hit those high G's, there's some more gluing involved. This is actually all bolted together, no glue needed at all. But if you do fly on 6S, it's recommended to do some gluing on your tail section to glue your two wing halves together. And look at that, beautiful retracts, right? That is awesome. Now, this is a flapless airplane, but it does have retracts. So they're keeping it kind of simple. Again, to keep the costs down, to get us into balsa, those of us that love foam, working on that transition. I am nervous. I am so nervous that I've had this ready to fly for like 4 days, and I've just put it off because I'm nervous.
You can do it.
Let's go.
Happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts. Let's go. Nice, pretty new airplane. Thing looks good on the prop spinning on the ground, doesn't it?
I love the wood prop. It looks so good.
There we go. Now, bear in mind, I am not flying with AS3X or safe or anything, and I need to get a feel for this thing. Throttle up. We don't need any tip stalls today, and we're in the air.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, feels like my CG is off just a hair, but that battery is Velcroed in there really well, so a little more airspeed. Don't want any tip stalls. Let's get those wheels up. Wheels are up. Whew! Keep the airspeed up on a 4S battery, on a WARBIRD, especially on those curves with no safe or no AS3X. Can you hear the nerves in my voice?
You're making me nervous.
Well, I'm good. I'm good. I just, man, balsa, you know? It's like if you do anything outside your comfort zone, if you don't feel nerves, then you're just not alive. There's something wrong with you. Boy, I'm feeling those nerves. The blood is pumping. The adrenaline's going. Oh, okay. This is nice. Got to get her trimmed up just a hair. I need a little bit of climb in it. Yeah.
I can tell you're nervous just based on the height.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to fly at a mistake or so high, especially when I'm just getting a feel for the airplane. Get out of the way, birds. Get out of my way. And I don't have my sunglasses on, so I'm flying with one eye closed. Ooh. Most nervous I've been in a long time. It's flying good though. Seems to be flying good. I'm getting very, very little stick input on the right stick, which is what you want. I'm just trying to find my comfort and then really open this thing up a little bit, I guess. This is a true maiden. We hide nothing on this channel. And let me tell you, let's see a roll. Oh, the roll rate's nice. That was really nice. Okay, see if I can get that in a little lower, a little closer. Probably not gonna happen. I am nervous as all get out for landing this thing. Really nervous for landing
nervous. Sorry.
You're okay, had to look down for a second. Still trimming it up. Boy, this is how a lot of you guys feel, I know, when you fly your planes. I fly so much foam that I just have a lot of confidence when I'm out flying my foam, and this just puts me so far out of my comfort zone, but it's good, it's healthy. I'm glad I'm out doing this. I'm gonna try lower pass.
Ooh.
Ooh, get up there.
My God.
Now let's roll it.
I'm gonna have a heart attack today.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
this is a lot.
I can't even
it's a lot
film
to
this.
process here. Come on. Ah, looks good, doesn't it? Balsa. Why does balsa scare me so much? It flies so much more solid.
It looks so good
in
though,
the air.
in the air.
It does look better. I think I'd feel more comfortable if this was flying on 6S, but I got the 4S setup. Now the reason I opted out of 6S is because I didn't want to glue all my stuff together. It says it's 4S or 6S capable. I had one 4S 5,000 milliamp battery, brand new, never used. Why not put it in the plane and fly it? Abby, you tell me what my flight time is at.
I think you're at almost 4 minutes.
Okay, let's think about a landing just because of the nerves here, you guys. So there's gear going down. I see 2, that's good. And now I've got to just really focus on this because of these nerves. And getting a slower pass in, something I haven't done with this yet. We're just gonna practice on this one. See what it likes to do when it's a little on the slower side. Pick up the throttle when we're going back around like this. This is really important to practice these approaches, especially on a plane that you are just not super comfortable with. Sounds good though, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Can I get this down in one
Balsa
piece?
planes always look so much better too.
They do, they really do. They don't really flex in the air like foam can do.
Not even talking about that, they just look good.
Guys, oh
my gosh,
just
you are
focused
killing
here,
me.
just focused. Just really purely focused. Saving as much flight time as I can for this landing. I think a big issue is still getting it trimmed up just a hair.
That beeping is the 5-minute timer.
That's me trimming it up still a touch. You get your airplane trimmed well and it's much easier to land. If you're not trimmed perfectly when you're landing, then you've got, you know, you're fighting the trim. So that's feeling better. Can you guys tell? Can you tell it's a little smoother? Mm-hmm. Still need a touch of up. Okay, and a touch of right roll, but I'll get that on the next straight stretch.
You're at like 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Luckily I got a nice big battery in there. Little on the right. Okay, all right, let's try this landing approach again. And as long as I get her down in one piece, you guys, this is going to be an airplane that comes back to the channel just so it's something that I conquer with confidence. That's what I need. Okay, that's a pretty good, that feels good. We're doing one more time though. This is the most landing attempts I have ever had to take, probably
in a long
years,
time.
maybe ever. It's just nerves, guys. Nerves will get in the way of keeping you from doing stuff. Abby talked about this in her video. Hopefully I don't cry at the end of this video. We'll see how it comes in. Come on, guys, come on. I knew I was gonna bounce.
I thought you were gonna pull it around again.
Yeah, I should have probably. There's a bounce. I had some bounce, but I am down. which means I know I can fly this, which means the next flight will just be better. There. Oh, that's my low battery alarm
I was wondering if I had telemetry.
Goodness.
Good timing.
My goodness. If I had to deal with that beeping on this airplane, I would have probably
That's what I had to do on the hot
needed an adult diaper or something, guys.
The other day.
My goodness. So I definitely want to do my forward programming and get safe in AS3X on this before I fly it again. But what a raw, pure, rough, to be very honest, a rough Maiden. Just, I've been letting this plane get in my head. But here we are back in one piece, and I am so happy about that. Here's the landing gear really quick. Abby wanted me to check it after that landing because it was a little rough. The good news is landing gear is fine. Also good news is telemetry works even if you don't have AS3X or safe set up through forward programming. So that is, I didn't know. This is still all fairly new, so I didn't know if that would work that way or not. I got it trimmed up too, guys. And that was a challenge in and of itself to trim something that you're nervous about flying. You don't have safe to rely on, right? I mean, I do if I would have set up forward programming. So to fly this Maiden with there's a lot of people that fly without safe technology AS3X, and they sell this as plug and play, which means you can put whatever receiver you want in there. If you put a Spectrum receiver in, you need the forward programming. Now the good news is, eventually, a couple of weeks from now probably, there's going to be a downloadable file for you, and I'm kind of waiting on that. So the guys behind Spectrum and Hangar 9, they have fine-tuned and perfected putting a receiver in this airplane as if it were bind and fly. Because you buy a bind and fly airplane and you bind it to your radio Spectrum and you fly it and it's rock solid. At least it's supposed to be, and most of the time it is. But you buy a plug and play airplane, you take a Spectrum receiver and you put it in there, and there's a lot of mystery to it. You gotta kind of get that going yourself. Well, now they're doing this forward programming where you connect your radio to the Wi-Fi at your house, you download the file, and then it just communicates back and forth and sets it up kind of like it's a bind and fly airplane, which I love. I absolutely love. I almost wish they'd just sell this as a bind and fly and make it easier. But the fact that they offer this is really nice. Now, when I got mine, that file's not available yet, which is why I decided I just want to fly this, Abby. I know how to fly planes. I don't have to have AS3X and safe, and I needed to prove that to myself again on a big balsa airplane. This is pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And for a person that's been flying for like 9 years, but in total maybe like 10 or 11 years of my life, I need to be able to push myself out of my comfort zone sometimes, not just fly safe foam airplanes all the time. I feel really good about this. I feel like I'm on top of the world on cloud 9 that I flew this without any assistance. Needed a little bit of trim. Those maiden flights are so nerve-wracking, and I know why. Guys that build their kit planes, there's a lot of guys that build their own kit planes. They'll take a year doing it, and then they're like, I will never fly this.
Isn't one of your texting patrons doing that right now?
Actually, yeah. So shout out to my buddy Brian. We've been talking a lot about doing kits, and he's building a boat kit. And he's talking to me about possibly working with me to get a kit, an actual from scratch kit. He wants to build it, take like a year to build it, and he's like, I will never fly it. I can't fly, but I'd love to see it flown, and you're the guy to do it. So he wants to build something for our channel. Who knows, guys? Maybe a year from now, I'll be talking about Brian again on the channel with a pure kit build. Leave some recommendations in the comments below for us. I don't have the time to build a kit. My kit is what you're watching right now. It's the TheRcSaylors on YouTube with 290,000 subscribers. Super proud moment. Look, this thing, it just got a hold of my nerves.
I bet you're glad you had AMA today.
That's exactly what I was getting at, Abby, because this is the most nervous I've ever been. There are more people up here too.
You made me nervous.
Oh yeah, and probably the people watching. There are more people up here today for a small event that's going on, and I'll tell you what, there were a couple of those banks I took that were a little wider than I wanted them to be, and there's no safe switch to throw this sucker on the way I have it set up. That means I could have lost control of this, and it's heavy. It's heavy. It could have gone down. There were
little low passes that were a little too low for me.
But at least they were over here. You know, some of those wide banks, yeah. If I would have just nailed one of their cars or something, that's where AMA comes in, the Academy of Model Aeronautics. They're an insurance company. They're also there to help you learn and just enjoy the hobby. But ultimately, at the end of the day, they're just an insurance company that goes in your pocket. As long as you keep your subscription active, you're flying the way you're supposed to, which we are today. And if something bad were to happen, they will step in. So we'll have AMA linked in the description box below. We'll have everything that I flew this plane on linked in the description box below too, battery and all. And what do you guys think? Should I make it go 6S capable or just keep this at 4S? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do.
6S.
You want to go 6S?
I want you to go 6S.
Well, that
not
means
me.
a different prop, taking the wing off, which is fine, easy to do, glue it together and put a little glue on the back, not a big deal. Also, it does come with a second set of decals if you're interested. I really like it.
What hunt are you hunting for? That's what I want to know.
Well, the 16th one, apparently. there was a...
Hunter?
What was the other option for this?
Honey
Wacky
hunter?
Wabbit? It was the Wacky Wabbit. So I don't know. I thought that looked good. Looks like a Christmas color scheme, right?
Sure.
Whatever. Whatever. It's a good looking warbird. The P-47 Thunderbolt. I don't have anything like this. This is going to stay in the collection. I really, really like this. This is a challenge airplane for me to better myself in the airplane hobby. I don't think this should be anyone's first airplane. I'm going to be like super definitive end all answer with that. This is not a first airplane. This is like a third, fourth, fifth, or maybe later airplane, okay? Actually, I almost forgot. Thanks, Abby, for reminding me. You may have noticed the radial engine disguise is not in there anymore. The keen eye may have even caught that while I was flying. So that says it was optional. The only thing about this plug and play kit that I didn't like was that radial engine. It was fairly flimsy plastic, and they did say it's optional, but it does look better with it in there, which is why I started with it in. But I could not get it to glue or adhere to this cowl at all. I tried a couple different methods. They suggest putting it in, then putting it on the airplane, and when you do that, you've got to get a perfect fit over your motor, and it can't rub. There's no room for error. And I couldn't get it lined up and then on, so I had to put the cowl on, then put the radial engine in there, and that way it was lined up, but I could not get it to hold against the cowl. You got any tips? Please tell me in the comments below. I just couldn't figure that out. New to me. So I cut it out before the flight, but I put it in there for the intro so you could see it with, and then it had to fly without. It was loose, it was rubbing in there. Also, I did not like that it came in like one solid piece, and then I had to, with an X-Acto knife and body clippers, trim out certain areas of it.
He was not happy.
Well, it was hard, and actually it took longer to do that than it did to put the whole airplane together. So I think that's important for you guys to know. I try not to sugarcoat things. This was not the smoothest Maiden that you've ever seen on our channel by far. Not anything against the airplane, just my stupid nerves. And this is balsa. I'm used to dealing with foam and hot glue and foam glue and toothpicks, not this. So even putting it together was a lot different for me. Thank goodness it all bolted together and I didn't have to use a lot of glue. But anyway, wanted to talk about that. I cut that out before the flight, and it flew well. Man, it flies good. Now that I got it trimmed up, I can't wait to keep flying it. And I wish I had more than one battery. That's why I only got one flight today. So we're gonna take it home, charge up batteries, and hopefully fly some more later today. Guys, it's all linked in the description box below, and I thank God for getting this plane back in one piece. I've been so nervous about it, so nervous. Probably like almost as nervous as you were to fly the Viper. Just so nervous.
I'll wear the tears.
As soon as the camera goes off, I'll bawl on the drive home probably. Yeah. I mean, I feel so successful right now, but I thank God for that success. I really do. And a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters too for just having our backs in case a crash did happen. You guys help us get things back in the air, get the car up here so we can do these videos for you and keep the awesome camera gear rolling. That beautiful 4K video you're watching right now is a big thanks to our Patreon supporters. So thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. We'll have another Hangar 9 plug and play balsa airplane video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.